Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School Athletics. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, and joining me is Jim Allinder, reporter for the Sentinel. As tonight we kick off the 1986-87 high school athletics season with boys soccer. And Jim, we have a good matchup tonight, East Brunswick and St. Joe's.
We sure do, John. East Brunswick, of course, is coming off a fine 20-win, 3-loss, and 1-tie record, including a GMC championship. They had 11-1 in the conference. And Coach Dan Haston is looking to perhaps even better that record this year. I don't know what more he can do to improve upon that record, but he has a lot of people back, lost a few to graduation, but there's a fine nucleus down there, and I think we're going to see East Brunswick continue to do as well as it has in the past.
I guess, you know, and it's not a wrap, but East Brunswick seems to have no trouble in the red division and winning the conference. And then they get into those state tournaments, and that's where the best teams are, let's face it. And yet they're there every year, so you really can't say much about the program here at East Brunswick in a negative way.
No, I don't think you can, John. It is true that, you know, that they've had some problems once they get past the so-called Middlesex County area. But they had a very fine opportunity to scrimmage some good teams during the preseason here.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I think I have some results here. Yeah. The first time they scrimmaged, it was a 1-1 tie with Bridgewater West, which is a good club, and it was the first scrimmage of the year, whereas Bridgewater West had a couple scrimmages. Second time, it was 7-2, a victory over Hamilton North. Now, I don't know how good Hamilton North is, but anytime you have a club from the Mercer County area, you know they have something. They're coming from good recreation programs, as East Brunswick has a good recreation program here. Finally, this past Saturday, they had a game against Scotch Plains. It ended in a 4-3 defeat. However, Scotch Plains will probably be among the top 3 to 5 clubs in the state this year. Yeah. And interestingly, there was an ejection of an East Brunswick player in the first half, so that the team was playing with 10 players in the second half.
Okay.
They were down 4-1, and they came back to score 2 goals. So we're going to be talking about some of the firepower that East Brunswick has this year. They're very strong defensively. They have good goaltending. I really don't see any weaknesses on the team.
Okay, the one thing we should mention is that Ed Regan is hurting a little bit. Will he play tonight, Jim?
According to Coach Haston, he has received the doctor's okay to play, and I think we're going to watch him. He probably will be inserted into the lineup if things get a little tight for East Brunswick down there. And I think we have to mention that St. Joe's is a very worthy opponent.
Oh, sure.
If you look at the red division, you will most likely find East Brunswick getting its competition from St. Joe's, who we'll see tonight, and also J.P. Stevens. And matter of fact, I'm not so sure Stevens shouldn't be considered the conference favorite this year. They are that good of a club. They opened up against Metuchen 5-0 last night. So East Brunswick will have a little bit of competition this year.
Okay. So it's East Brunswick and St. Joe's kicking off their 1986 soccer season, and we'll be back with the game in just a moment. Okay, we're just about ready to start off the opening game for East Brunswick and St. Joe's. And let me point out that in the pregame show that we had, I kept saying the years 86 and 87. Obviously, we mean 1987 and 88. So I ask for your forgiveness.
It's got to be a big 87 year, John.
I think so. I just can't bring myself to say 88 yet.
We won't worry about that.
Anyway, East Brunswick and St. Joe's, the captains are at the center of the field.
John, I'd like to quickly give you the starting lineup for East Brunswick if I can.
All right.
We have the St. Joe's roster, but we do not have the starting lineup, and I guess we'll just point them out as we go along. But for the Bears, starting in goal is going to be Paul Erie, and he's a senior. He'll be wearing number 0, and will be well distinguished from the rest of the players, obviously. Outside linebacker, our left back will be Greg Datz, a junior, wearing number 12. Stopper will be Brandon Borschel, another senior, wearing number 20. Outside right back is Andy Jaworski, a senior, wearing number 22. The left midfielder is Kerry Potash, a junior, number 4. Center midfield is Danny Pepe, a junior, playing number 6. And Danny will be taking Ed Regan's place, the senior, who's wearing number 9, may see spot duty tonight. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about him. At left midfielder will be Leon Konopka, senior, number 13. On the front line, the left striker is going to be Jamie Israel, senior, number 17. The center forward is going to be Chris McGowan, senior, number 7. And the right wing is Evan Bornstein, senior number 15, and there are a number of other players that will be seeing action for East Brunswick.
All right, we're about ready to go. East Brunswick puts its team on the field. And East Brunswick will be in the green, the dark green, home green. St. Joe's in the white. East Brunswick will be moving right to left on your screen. And it's a beautiful night out here, Jim.
It really is, and if you take a look at the field, you'll also see it is in fabulous shape tonight. The athletic department has done an excellent job in keeping, people and things off the field, if I can use those words. People play on it, but they have kept them off, and as you can see at midfield, the field is just in excellent shape.
All right, the Bears will have possession here, or they'll start the game off. We play 4 20-minute quarters, and that's running time. And we expect a good game. St. Joe's, as Jimmy pointed out in the pregame, is a very formidable opponent. St. Joe's very aggressive as we start off the game. They have the ball in East Brunswick territory, and it'll go back to Erie.
For St. Joe's, John, watch for 22, Mike McCullum, number 10, Dave Schendick, and Carmine Pascarella, who is number 9.
All right, so far the action has been in East Brunswick territory. The Bears trying to move it up. And Erie again will field it and get it out of his own end. Good kick. The Bears looking to pass off, and they just haven't been able to get it past midfield thus far. St. Joe's doing a great defensive job. A lot of penetration.
Well, this is a veteran club for the Falcons. They have a lot of people back, and I'm not surprised to see at least the initial action on the East Brunswick side of the field.
Okay, it'll be a throw-in for the Falcons. Meyer, nice throw.
That must have been a foul.
A foul there, and it'll go back to the Bears. And the Bears can't control it.
John, on the subject of fouls, I would just refresh the fans' memory. In soccer, you have a yellow and red card system, and with a yellow card, that can occur for such, in flagrant fouls as unsportsmanlike conduct, and it is issued at the discretion of the referee. 2 yellow cards, and you're automatically disqualified from the game. Now, if you get a red card, that's based on a rather flagrant foul, and that is also issued at the discretion of the referee. Now, the Greater Middlesex Athletic Conference, GMC, also has a rule that if you are disqualified from a game, you're automatically suspended for the next game. If you are kicked out of a game twice, you are also suspended for the next 2 games, and if you are kicked out 3 times, that's it for the season.
Okay, the Bears finally have possession in St. Joe's territory. Borchell kicking it beyond his offensive scheme.
Nice foot by Santapiccio, the St. Joe's goaltender. Real fine crowd, John.
Yeah, good crowd tonight. Glad to see that. As we said at the beginning, this is the beginning of the soccer season for both the Bears and the Falcons. And we see a little tentativeness on the field. I think first game jitters might be appropriate here. St. Joe's looking to work the ball down. Looking for that man in the middle. But nothing serious there. And so Erie will boot it out. Good kick. Bronstein chasing it for the Bears, but St. Joe's recovers.
And going into this game, Haston felt that if the Bears had any advantage, it was going to be in their quickness. So far, John, I haven't seen whether that means anything.
Well, they really haven't had a chance to use it. They've only had the ball in St. Joe's territory 3 times. And a foul is called and offsides against St. Joe's.
I'd also like to mention that Coach Haston has probably been most impressed with the team's defense, especially in light of Regan being out. He is the backbone of that defense in the midfield, and yet the Bears have been playing very, very well in their scrimmages.
Here's a center. That's number 7, McGowan. Couldn't control it, though.
I think we got a trip there on East Brunswick.
And St. Joe's will take over. So we have yet to have a serious threat for either team. Again, the majority of the play has been down in the East Brunswick end. We're in the first quarter. We have 15 minutes and 10 seconds to go. No score. And Jim, this may be a rather close game.
Could be. Here comes an important throw-in right here.
Okay, we're waiting to see who's going to take it. It looks like Walkley, number 24, at least according to our records. And what a throw-in, right by the St. Joe's goal. But the Falcons clear it away.
That was an excellent throw-in. You can see why Walkley was chosen to make it. Whoops, got an offside.
That was Carrie Potash with the feed into the middle. But the Bears were offside. Rochelle, a long kick. And St. Joe's goalie will get it out. Controlled by the Bears. They are in St. Joe's territory. Walkley with the feed. Just too much. A little bit ahead of McGowan. Santa Pietro in goal for St. Joe's. And the Falcons will try now to push it down. Good defense there by number 12. That's Datz. And the ball's taken away. Walkley trying to bring it up. And we've got a push.
Play could have continued on that one, John.
Rochelle will take the kick.
All right, this should be an interesting shot right here.
Lofts it in the center. St. Joe's able to get it out, though.
Oh, there's somebody open on the right side for the Falcons.
There's the cross.
There he is.
And it's missed. That's Pecchiarelli with the shot and the score.
It's a rather nice shot. East Brunswick goaltender committed himself just a little too early on that. And it was just a punch shot, went right into the right side of the goal.
So with 12:24 first quarter, St. Joe's goes on top, 1-0. That was Carmen Pasquarelli with the score.
We could see that play developing as play continued down this end. Pasquarelli was able to get open on the far left side. It was just a matter of getting the cross pass going over to him, getting around the East Brunswick front line of defense and putting it home.
All right, the Bears are down 1-0. And they've looked a little lethargic thus far, Jim.
Well, I think you put it right, John, when you mentioned that they were rather tentative. I think the fact that one of their leaders, Ed Regan, is not playing has to be a little bit of a downer for him. I would not be surprised to see Coach Haston insert Regan, because he has the ability to control that midfield.
Okay, the Bears on the throw-in, trying to get something going here. They trail 1-0. And we'll have a substitution for St. Joe's. And they'll inbound the ball.
A little bit of a dangerous play there. Should mention that the St. Joseph coach is Jeff Bergson, and he comes over from J.P. Stevens, which he did a fine job over there.
We're going to have a handball.
Okay, let's see if East Brunswick can get a chance here.
We don't know who number 23 is. We don't have him on our program, so we can't help you out for East Brunswick. But this would be Borchell. Looking across. And East Brunswick not able to capitalize. Good defense by the Falcons.
John, it may just be me, but it seems like when the ball is penetrated deep and if a shot is let go by East Brunswick and it doesn't appear like it's going to be on goal, it seems like the team sort of just backs off.
Yeah, they're not getting much penetration towards the goal.
It seems like there needs to be more pressure.
Fine kick.
That's precisely what we were talking about right there. That was a good stab by East Brunswick.
Good hustle. That's by Jamie Israel, number 17. And the pace has slowed down considerably. 9:33 to go here in the first period. The Bears trail 1-0. And the throw in for St. Joe's. A little give and go.
That'd be East Brunswick throw in here.
Well, if you're just joining us, I'm John Meggiolaro. I'm with Jim Allinder. We're at East Brunswick High School's J. Doyle Field for the opener of boys soccer. East Brunswick against St. Joe's. The Bears trail 1-0. And we're in the first period. 8:41 to go. East Brunswick trying to mount a threat. Looking down the wing, but it'll go out of bounds and St. Joe's will throw it in.
Well, Walkley had the right idea, trying to get the ball deep into the St. Joe's zone, but Bronstein just wasn't able to catch up with it. Okay, East Brunswick throwing right here.
Well, let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Let's watch Walkley throw it in again.
Let me say, if you've ever tried this, this is not that easy.
Sure isn't. Oh, okay.
He's going to dump it off to Borchell, and he didn't throw it over his head. He dropped the ball below his head. I believe the ruling is it must come over the head. But East Brunswick gets it back, so Walkley will have another shot at it. Good throw in. And East Brunswick is just waiting around. St. Joe's really attacking both on offense and defense. Here comes Walkley looking for someone. And that'll be picked off by Santa Pietro. East Brunswick trying to keep it down, put the pressure on St. Joe's. Back out to the wing. No one is there. We have a tackle.
That's Steenvoorden in there, John, number 18, that rather large player in the midfield right now. Larry Steenvoorden, of course, a fine addition to the East Brunswick basketball team last year. He stands about 6'3", 6'4" out there. I suspect he can move some people out if need be.
Well, it looks like he's wearing his high tops from basketball, so if that's any indication. Walkley. And again, no one there for East Brunswick. Walkley doing some job, and he went down on his ankle. And we're going to have a timeout. Walkley is down. Went right over on his ankle.
Well, I think he was more kicked, John, than anything else. Just took a good shot. And probably will be okay.
Well, with 5:36 to go in the first period, the Bears trail 1-0. Timeout on the field as Walkley is being looked at by trainer Phil Hostler.
John, while we got a second here, I wanted to mention that Dan Haston was good enough to give us a list of some of the former East Brunswick players that are now playing in college right now. Ben Letson, of course, who graduated 2 years ago, is now a sophomore at Rutgers and is getting some good playing time over there. The Scarlet are currently ranked 15th in the country. And we all remember Sean Reagan and Rich Parrott. They're both playing for a good Trenton State team. Henny Haneen, who graduated last year, is up at Providence College. And last time Dan checked, he was still on the team. 2 years ago, Shina Takada graduated. He's at Lafayette College right now. And Gary Israel is at State University of New York in Binghamton. And Mitch Rubin plays for Longwood of West Virginia.
Okay, so Robert Walkley is up, being assisted there by Rochelle Moffitt and the trainer Phil Hostler. And Robert will be carried off or helped off.
That could be a very serious injury for East Brunswick, especially as we've noted Robert's ability to throw the ball in.
And his aggressive play. He was looking good out there up to that point. So we hope it's nothing serious. Borchell will kick it in for the Bears. Fine kick. But the Falcon defense rises to the occasion again. Miscommunication there between Borchell and number 9, Ed Regan.
Is he in now?
He's in.
Indeed he is. He probably took Walkley's place. So Haston not wasting any time getting Reagan in there.
Borchell looking for Israel.
Okay.
Can't get it to him. And St. Joe's clears it out. The Bears take it away. And we had a foul called. St. Joe's now looking to get something going on offense.
Here's a chance.
And Erie with a nice play. East Brunswick trying to set something up.
Should be East Brunswick ball here.
Borchell tries to go through a couple defenders unsuccessfully. foul called.
Tell you what, John, East Brunswick has to be concerned at this time. I don't think they're generating nearly as an effective as an attack as they would like at this point. There's some token balls going down to the St. Joe's end, but nothing serious to speak of.
That's in my observation, and I'm no expert on soccer, but they're just kicking the ball. They're not looking to set things up, looking for an open man, or utilizing their skills. They are playing an aggressive defense, which has thus far helped them. But they seem out of sync at this point. They have, though, begun to put more pressure on St. Joe's. Their offense seems to be warming up. We have 2:10 to go here, first period. East Brunswick, nothing. St. Joe's, 1. Under the lights at J. Doyle Field. Here we go. There's the kind of pass. There's Reagan with the shot. Oh, and can't follow up. Tripped over the goalie. They're going to call it a corner kick.
Apparently Reagan was not the last man to touch it. I was watching him on that play. I wanted to see how his back would react to, that contact, and he seems to be okay. So
that's what we were talking about, Jim. That setting up and looking for that man, and it almost worked for him. Here's the corner kick, looking for a head, and it's headed but out of bounds. So that's the first serious threat East Brunswick has mounted thus far.
Right, and I'm looking at Walkley on the sidelines, and he doesn't look like he's in any condition to be playing again. Phil Hostler, the trainer, is taking a close look at that ankle.
Rochelle will feed it back to Erie. Inside a minute now of the first period. Down to 25 seconds. And a foul there.
Looking across the field, St. Joe's has brought a nice crowd along with them. Of course, a lot of the players, and we don't know who, are East Brunswick residents. So it isn't as if it's a faraway game. But I'll tell you what, I've seen smaller football crowds.
And that's the end of the first period here at East Brunswick. The Bears trailing 1-0. So Coach Dan Hastings will have a chance to talk with his players and try to shake them up a little bit.
I think so. I think toward the end of the first quarter, I think the Bears showed a little bit more intensity. That was a nice over-the-head pass to Reagan, who just missed connecting on that for a shot. But, hey, in games as close as this, with teams as competitive as they are, sometimes that first goal means all the difference in the world. So it's going to definitely be an uphill battle for East Brunswick.
St. Joe scored at 12:24 of the first period on a goal by Carmen Piscarelli. And that's all the scoring we've had thus far as we get ready to go into the second period. East Brunswick comes in defending the conference championship, beating North Brunswick, I believe, last year to win that championship.
That's right, John. They've won the conference championship 2 years running, and I think we should mention that the 1985 record was 22-2, and then 1984, while the Bears did not reach the 20-win plateau, they finished at 19-3. We all remember that they made it to the state Group 4 finals, losing just 2-1 to a state champion, Kearney, and that was quite a game, from what I understand. I wasn't there.
Well, no doubt East Brunswick has a quality program. You need only travel around the state and talk about soccer to find out that its reputation is well earned and well known. And Coach Hastings trying to enhance that reputation right here tonight against St. Joe's.
And we shouldn't forget the girls team, which is the defending state Group 4 champion.
And which you'll be seeing here on Channel 8 in the weeks ahead.
Coached by Lou Cosa, our friend.
Yeah, we miss Lou. Well, it's good to be back into the flow of things. I know we've waited. The summer seemed endless.
Right. I know we're not going to mention too many things about the upcoming football schedule, but I got to tell you, John, I'm pretty excited about that. I think the fans are going to see some excellent games this year.
I'm excited about the fall season in general. I think the soccer programs are outstanding, both the boys and girls. Gymnastics, the boys and girls programs will again be the best in the state, probably. Cross country, another fine team. Tennis, you name it. You know, East Brunswick is one of the premier schools in the state. All right, for the second period, the teams will switch sides of the field. East Brunswick in the green will be moving now left to right. And we're just about ready for the start of the second period. And we want to mention that the East Brunswick High School cheerleaders are here this evening with us. The captains are Lori Juba and Sue Herbst. And so we welcome the Lady Bears. And a good crowd. Really surprised, Jim. Looks good. Glad to see it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure they're still not coming in, too.
I know. All right. Action has started. St. Joe's looking to increase their lead. And the Bears looking to get on the board for the first time in 1987.
Very good, John.
Yeah.
A little bit of contact there.
Let's see if Coach Hastings has employed or hopes to employ a different strategy on offense. Their defense has looked well.
Yeah, and we said up on top that the defense would probably be the strength of the Bears this year. It's just that one slip there towards the end, or towards the beginning of that period, was able to give St. Joe's the goal.
We have a timeout on the field just temporarily. Referee talking to one of the players. And we go back to the action. Borchell trying to find someone in the middle once again.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of contact or some verbal war going on out there. As we know, St. Joe's and East Brunswick are, they're real arch rivals.
We've seen that over the years in basketball particularly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it carries over to the other sports as well.
Well, I think we should mention that it has been quite a few years since St. Joe's has beaten East Brunswick in soccer. I know Coach Hastings didn't want me to mention that, but I think it's at least 3 to 4 years since St. Joe's has won a game, and they play twice a year, and that's excluding the conference championship games.
Okay, the Bears will have another opportunity. I'm sorry. It'll be St. Joe's now with an opportunity. Ball is lofted in. Piscarelli again. And just kicked out of there by East Brunswick.
This could be another chance here. Okay. Referee caught St. Joe's offside.
Second period action from East Brunswick High School. The Bears trail 1-0. 17:35 to go before half. In a key Greater Middlesex Conference game. Erie will field the ball. No real pressure on him. I'm sorry, I mentioned that as Erie. That's actually Santa Pietro of St. Joe's. East Brunswick with the shot.
Okay.
That was Goldstein, a little strong.
But, you know, you keep on penetrating down there, that's going to give you those shots, and sooner or later, one of those is going to get through.
Well, you're right, Jim. You have to make something happen. And I think that's what Coach Hastings wants to see, a little more intensity and a little more pressure down on that St. Joe's goalie. Push that was not called. Okay, the Bears see if they can do something here with this throw-in.
It was a nice play by Jamie Israel there. He faked the St. Joe's player and caused him to be off.
And Erie getting a lot of action from his own players. East Brunswick with an opportunity. And we're going to have a foul call. I don't know if there was a push.
Yes, it was. East Brunswick will have a kick.
Bronstein. And it'll be taken by Regan. So let's see what approach. East Brunswick has been pushing for that center. Regan with a...
Oh, that was close.
Just missed by Goldstein. Nice lead by Regan. The ball just tailed away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an injured St. Joe's player across the way. I believe that's Pescarelli. So Phil Hostler will run across the field and look at the St. Joe's player. And I mentioned that Phil is assisted by Rochelle Moffitt, and Rochelle is a senior at East Brunswick High School and one of several students that work with Phil and do an excellent job helping him out.
I think that's one of the major assets of the East Brunswick athletic program, is that it incorporates a number of the students in, you know, assistant capacities. And Phil certainly uses, he's an excellent teacher, as we all know. He's one of the best trainers that I've ever seen.
Okay, we're about ready to start up again. 14:51 to go before half. Bears trailing by 1-0. Okay. Ooh, dangerous play there. Borchell having the legs taken out right from under him. And an errant pass. But Borchell's able to capitalize. Looking for a little give and go.
You can see that Regan is the control factor out there for East Brunswick. He seems to be the one that tries to set everything up.
Okay, let's see which way the Bears go with this. Borchell will throw it in. Whether he looks for Regan or goes right for the goal. He's got Regan. Regan can't control it. Seems like a very slow game, Jim, tonight.
Well, it could be we're used to the fast pace of football. I'm not sure, John. But there are a lot of whistles. There's no doubt about it.
And that could be due to a large part to this being the first game.
I think also St. Joe's is probably trying to do its best to disrupt the flow of action, not allowing East Brunswick to garner any momentum. All right, this is Reagan here.
Shot on goal. Just over.
Well, he had the right idea.
So the score is still St. Joe's 1, East Brunswick nothing. 12:57 to go before half. We're at J. Doyle Field. Beautiful night and an excellent crowd for the season opener for both teams. These fans are just waiting to cheer about something.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Israel. Good defensive play by St. Joe's. I'm sorry, that was Pepe. Danny Pepe, number 6, with the shot.
And while Pepe was meant to take Regan's place, Haston had mentioned that he is going to find a place for Danny because he is quick, very agile, and really seems to do a good job when he's in there.
Okay, Regan trying to get something going. Unable to control it, and St. Joe's will try to bring it down, and there's going to be an offside, St. Joe's. That's about the 3rd or 4th one called against them. There's a trip against Borchell. He's having a rough night thus far.
It sure is, but I'll tell you what, that's what aggressiveness will do for you. Now, okay, the St. Joe's player was just given a yellow card. That's number 11 for them. I don't have...
That's Bill Burke.
Bill Burke, okay, so that's his first yellow card. And the referee determined that that foul was really meant to stop East Brunswick from advancing, and did it in a very flagrant way. So his name is taken down, and he's going to take a rest for a while, but one more yellow card and he's out of the game.
Okay, Regan looking over to St. Joe's defense. East Brunswick has a heavy concentration to the left of the goal. And that's where the ball will go. Pass outside. Regan's controlled it. He kept it alive. And East Brunswick will keep it down in that end. No, they gave it to St. Joe's.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. A little surprised by that one. Anyway, the Bears are putting on more pressure.
Yeah, this is a much different tempo now for East Brunswick. I think they're just looking for that open shot.
Back outside again. Bears looking to set something up, looking for Regan over his head.
Tell you what, Haston has the entire team, except for the goaltender, down on this half of the field. He's really looking to put the pressure on.
And so far, St. Joe's is up to the task.
Well, they're able to handle it.
We'll see if they can get it out of their own end. And they do. Nice play for East Brunswick by number 23. And again, we don't know who that is. We apologize, but good defense there. So St. Joe's will throw it in. Timeout. And a yellow card.
Issued to someone.
I think it's the coach.
Okay. Warning to the coach.
And you see the referee, who I believe is Nick Hunter, an old East Brunswick soccer player, talking to the St. Joe's coaching staff. But a yellow card has been issued. Apparently something was said on that last play. Very quiet East Brunswick side here. Not much to cheer about. I don't know what the holdup is at the moment. Nick relayed the information to the other referee. And now they'll start action again. Good defense.
I think we got a corner.
East Brunswick now will set up in front of that corner of the goal. Really, it's almost like basketball. You're trying to screen someone from breaking free.
Of course, every time you have a corner kick, it always presents a dangerous situation. So the Bears will be on their toes on this one.
See a lot of jockeying and pushing going on. Good corner kick, but East Brunswick's able to get it out. So great defense by the Bears.
Right. And, you know, on a corner kick situation, really, there's set plays, but all you're looking to do is to create sort of like a scum in the middle and look for that errant ball, and then somebody gets a clear shot.
So East Brunswick dodges a bullet.
A little bit of a quick whistle there, I thought.
And we're down to 8:45 to go before half. St. Joe's trying to put some pressure on Erie, the goalie. And so responsibility is now falling to East Brunswick defense. And out of bounds. So St. Joe's will throw it in. They've got a man there in the middle. A shot wide, just left of the goal.
That was close.
That was Doug McDonald who took that shot for St. Joe's, number 16.
Haston doing a lot of substituting. Tom Hussey now comes into the ball game.
And I've got to think Coach Haston is somewhat concerned.
Well, he should.
San Pietro.
Tell you what, though, soccer is really a good transition game, and you know all it takes is one good shot, and then the momentum starts, and East Brunswick could really get about two or three goals together. So they just have to get that one break at this point.
Okay, the Bears, there's the man on the wing, just can't get it through. Right idea. And St. Joe's defense again. Clearing the way, we're gonna have a trip. Well, they haven't broken. That is the St. Joe's defense. They've been pressured a few times in this period. And much like any sport, Jim, good defense keeps you in the ball game.
I think the Bears are just a little long on their passing. I think they're putting the right pressure on right now, but just a little long on their passes.
St. Joe's has a man on the corner. Hustle there, and I wish I knew who that player was.
Well,
Great defensive job.
We'll try to find out at the half.
But he forces St. Joe's to take a throw in.
Tell you what, I'd like to venture that we have it well in excess of about 500 people here at the game tonight.
Big GMC contest, East Brunswick and St. Joe's. Doesn't get any better than this.
It's Borchell.
Bears looking to get something going here on the right side. And we're going to have a push. We're just about inside 5 minutes of the second period. And again, an errant pass, no one there. East Brunswick not hustling to the ball. Regan back in. He lost one and wide of the goal.
Okay, that was the right idea. Pepe tried to head the ball to the left side, just a little bit wide.
Reagan doing a nice bit of ball handling there, but it's clogged in the middle. Borchell trying to keep it in play.
A little bit of a dangerous play there.
And it'll go against St. Joe's.
Right. Bears should have a really good kick here. It's right in the middle of the field, not too far away. So they ought to be able to set up here.
Looks as though Borchell will take the kick for the Bears.
Take a look at this play. Looks like the Bears are right on top of their own ball here, trying to screen the other team away.
Now we'll take a look at this. They break apart. Shot directly at the goal by Borchell. Potash tried to head it in. Couldn't do it. But that was different.
Yeah, it was. Here we go again.
Good attempt by McGowan, but just not enough. Down to 3 minutes to go, second period. Bears trailing 1-0. Well, we're getting within that time where I think Coach Hastings is going to try to that all-out blitz if we can get the ball down in the St. Joe's end.
Well, I'm sure that's true. He'd like to get a goal before this half. We're just a little over 2 minutes to go, but I think he might want to regroup too.
Good play by Erie. Got to come to the ball, which he didn't.
See, now there's another case of miscommunication on the part of the Bears. Erie tossed the ball out to the left side, but East Brunswick player was not expecting the pass.
Steenvoorden. Clock is running. East Brunswick needs to get that ball back. Down to 1:38. And we have a whistle. And we'll try it again. .105 remaining. St. Joe's trying to set something up here. Borchell able to move it away. St. Joe's will retain possession under a minute. And good defense by the Bears. They just want to get it out of there. 35 seconds to go. Here we go.
Enough time if they can get a shot off here.
Looking for the cross. Here it is, blocked by St. Joe's. Good defense once again. And that's been the story of this first half. Down to 10 seconds. Offsides.
Just slightly offside. And that's going to do it.
And that's it, Jim, first half. So at the end of one half, that is, it's St. Joe's 1, East Brunswick nothing. And Jim, let's talk about it as we come up upon halftime here. East Brunswick, we mentioned they look a little lethargic. Their passes aren't as crisp. They're kicking the ball rather looking for the open man. I'm sure Coach Hastings is going to touch on those factors. But I think the other aspect is, too, that they're playing a fine St. Joe's team.
That's very, very true. I think Hastings has to be generally concerned with the way the team has been playing. You touched on it before, a little lethargic. They showed some signs in the latter part of the first quarter and the second quarter of being able to, bring the ball up a little bit more, but the passes are just not connecting. And I'm a little concerned that St. Joe's is going to continue with concentrating on defense and just letting that one goal stand up.
Well, and that would be an appropriate strategy. They've got the one, they're in the lead, play defense and let East Brunswick make the great plays. And so we'll see. We'll see how they come out the second half. East Brunswick and St. Joe's, right now it's 1-0 St. Joe's, and we'll be ready for the start of the third period in just a moment. All right, Jim, we're about ready to start the third period. East Brunswick trailing 1-0. East Brunswick will be moving now right to left, as they were in the first period.
All right, and it appears to be basically the same starting lineup, minus Walkley.
I think we should mention that in the first half, we were calling out the number 23 for the Bears, and we did not have a name. During the half, we found out that that's Adley Taha, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
And you are.
And Adley made some outstanding defensive plays. And here we go. See if the Bears have changed their strategy at all.
Well, John, I think it's a matter of maintaining the same strategy and, just a little bit more intensity. Let's see if they can pick it up, because that aggressiveness is what's going to give them those open shots. A little bit of a push.
The score for St. Joe's came in the first period, 12-24, and that's the only action we've had thus far in terms of scoring.
I will have to confess, John, that I haven't been involved in soccer as I used to. I hate to say it, but back in the 70s, I was doing a little officiating myself, but the game has changed a lot since then, and I noticed that sometimes there are plays that appear that the play can continue, yet the referee is he stops the play. So I don't know if that's just a way they do things anymore or what, but it seems to disrupt the flow.
Well, St. Joe's penetrating, trying to get something going here.
Okay, here's a chance for St. Joe's now.
And East Brunswick will pull back their defense, which has played very well other than for that goal. Here's the cross up and over. And so the Bears will now take over possession.
And unlike football, anytime there's a substitution, the clock continues to run. So this is precious time right now.
Well, Jim, I think you hit it on the head in the pregame show when you mentioned that St. Joe's and teams like Stevens are going to give East Brunswick a good test. And here we go with, that's Borchell, and he's tripped and taken down. And we'll have the call.
And a yellow. No, I'm sorry. I thought the game official was going to issue a yellow card. Did not. And East Brunswick will have a cross shot here.
Trying to say that East Brunswick need not go out of their division to face some stiff competition. Let's see what Borchell can do, and the Bears.
Just a little too long there.
Too much. That's kind of been the story tonight for East Brunswick. another call. So the Bears now will look to get something going, and they really have to start putting pressure. They really haven't been able to penetrate this St. Joe's defense. And once again, St. Joe's gets the ball out.
St. Joe's simply not allowing East Brunswick to do anything in its own end.
As we mentioned, Ed Regan, who was first team division and first team county, conference rather, out of the action at the moment. He's had some back problems, and a timeout's been called. And the referee now is talking to one of the St. Joe's players. That's the most timeouts I've ever seen called in a soccer game. Anyway, back to the action. The Bears trying to get something going. And good defensive play by number 22. That's Jaworski. St. Joe's now trying a little action, a little give and go. Unsuccessful. They'll try it again. We have 14 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Here in the third period, the Bears trail 1-0 against the St. Joe's Falcons. First game for both teams, and it's a key GMC matchup.
Already it is, you know, further down the line, this could turn out to be a very important game. A lot of stoppage of play, and I'm not so sure that St. Joe's isn't trying to do this.
Well, it's not only a first game for the players, but a first game for the officials as well. Borchell trying to loft one. Good attempt there by, let's see if we can get a number.
Well, regardless, it was considered a dangerous play by the referee, so it would not have counted.
I think that was Hussey, number 10. I'm not sure, but no, Steenvoorden, number 18. But a dangerous play was called, and all for naught.
Again, a stoppage of play.
Inside, Steenvoorden just can't catch up to it, though. Kind of caught him by surprise.
One of the few times the ball actually penetrated through the St. Joe's defense. They're sort of forming a wall up front there.
And some substitutions for the Bears.
That's Regan back. And he's joined by Pepe and I believe it's Mark Arace, number 8.
I would think if St. Joe's can put another one in, they'll feel quite comfortable with this game. East Brunswick is just unable to mount any serious threats. Going to erase, but again, no one there.
Too long on the pass.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our season opener of our East Brunswick High School athletic season. This year we'll be bringing you in the fall boys soccer, girls soccer, boys and girls gymnastics, and football. And so we have a full agenda for you between now and November, and we hope you'll be with us here on Channel 8 for not only our Channel 8 special feature presentations, such as games like this, but also for Sports Talk and our other programs. We have 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the third period. I'm John Meggiolaro, joined by Jim Allinder at East Brunswick High School, J. Doyle Field, where the Bears trail 1-0 against St. Joe's. Good defense that time by Taha.
Oh, he got the name. Watch it here.
St. Joe's trying to get something going here. Here's Piscarelli.
Apparently it was offside.
Okay, an offside call. I didn't hear a whistle.
Reagan looking to break on the right side.
And I can't say enough about the St. Joe's defense. They've met every challenge East Brunswick has presented thus far. And really, East Brunswick's only had one serious shot at goal, and that was by Reagan in the second period that went wide. And in all fairness, St. Joe's really has not threatened other than the goal that they scored. So it's been a defensive struggle. A lot of ball handling by individual players rather than passing it. And a good attempt there, but again, St. Joe's defense able to shut it out. And Reagan taken down. Kicking for the sake of kicking.
It's a throw-in. East Brunswick now.
I believe that'll be a race out there in the corner.
And Walkley, of course, was injured early on in the game, and he was making those huge throw-ins, but he's not available anymore, so there's a possibility right here.
Porcel looking to loop it over that St. Joe's defense.
But knocked out real quick. And St. Joe's goaltender really hasn't been tested tonight.
No, not at all.
There's the hustle. Oh. If that St. Joe's goal, fullback hadn't put a leg out there, that ball was going to get through. And Evan Bronstein would have had himself a clear shot.
Their attacks, Jim, have been one-man attacks. No follow-up. No one to pick up an errant block or pass. Here's Reagan crossing it over, looking for number 17, Israel, but that ball was picked off by the St. Joe's goalie.
And I would say that's the type of aggressiveness that the Bears will have to use. They're just going to have to launch it to the goal, stand around near the goal, and hope just that they're going to get somebody open and get that shot. Shot generally aimed toward nobody.
And St. Joe's on the move. This is Piscarelli. Erie, nice defensive play.
Very nice.
And the East Brunswick fans finally get something to cheer about.
That really was a fine play. Erie electing to go after the ball rather than having a shot taken on him. Comes up with a fine save. Let's see if that does anything to get the rest of the team sparked up.
Maybe that's what they need. Warshell. It's got a man. Shot. But right at Santa Pietro, the goalie. See if they can keep it down this end, though. Get it to them, and they just do.
Pascarella, he has the lone goal for St. Joseph's.
And he's unable to control it. I called him Piscarelli before. It's Pascarella, actually. I should say for our audience that we do not have programs like we do in football. And so we have notes scratched on paper, and we apologize for any mispronunciations or calling the wrong number with the name or so forth. We're doing the best we can. This is Reagan looking for someone. Steenvoorden. Ooh.
And I can tell you who came out worst in that encounter.
He was going for the slam dunk there. And that player is still injured for St. Joe's. We'll have a timeout, an injury timeout. Looked like he came down on the neck of St. Joe player.
Well, I can tell you it was just both players going up at the same time, and we don't have the number on that player, do we?
We can't make it out, Jim, and I hate to give out a name.
But I can tell you anytime you're going to go up against Larry Steenvoorden, all 6'4", probably 220 pounds, you're not going to come out on top.
We have 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the third period. I think that's Pascarella. No, I'm sorry, it's number 19. That's Pete Eidler for St. Joe's.
And on an injury, the clock will stop, so Bears still have about four and a half minutes to mount a drive here in the third quarter before they switch ends for the final period. Am I right, John? There is overtime
Yes.
in regular seasons? Okay.
Yes, last year, in fact, we had, I think, if I recall, double overtime.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be Reagan with the direct kick. Interestingly, the St. Joe's player was called with a foul on that.
Cut his legs out. Anyway, Reagan. And East Brunswick not able to free someone up.
There's Pascarella, John.
Shot wide of the goal.
He's a fine player.
I'm impressed by him, Jim.
He's got good size, speed, fine foot, and also a good head, as we've seen.
Very aggressive player.
in there for East Brunswick.
And no one going there either in that direction.
That has been the problem all night. Some well-conceived passes to the front, but nobody there on the receiving end for the Bears.
And we should point out, we're not trying to be critical of any one player or the program. We're simply calling what we see, and we don't profess to be soccer experts. But there are some obvious problems tonight with the Bears, and we're just trying to point those out to our viewers. Anyway, St. Joe's now with an opportunity. 2:35 to go, third period. They lead 1-0. And that'll go right to Erie. If they could follow it, someone, Warshell, he's going to center it down the middle. But again, St. Joe's defense is there. Good hustle by St. Joe's, getting back.
Warshell with the center. Kicked out of there, John.
Pascarella. Nice feed. Erie comes out, good play.
Just a little bit long on the feed by Pascarella.
He was looking for Dave Chendak, number 10. And Chendak just could not catch up to it to put any kind of foot on it.
And John, I suspect that East Brunswick, in its attempt to put more pressure upfield, is probably going to leave itself open for more types of those situations where, if you will, St. Joe's will be sort of leaning or sort of standing by the goal. Obviously not going to be offside, but they're going to be looking for that type of situation.
Under a minute now to go, third period.
Steamboard in center.
Good pass.
And an offside call, John. Apparently. Yep.
Pepe was there, but just a little bit ahead of the action. You cannot be ahead of the ball in soccer. And if you are, they will call it an offsides. Down to about 25 seconds now. And the last 10 seconds will tick off to end the third period. To score St. Joe's 1, East Brunswick 0. And that's it. So East Brunswick now with 20 minutes to tie this game and or win it in regulation.
Well, I think they'll be looking for the tie at this point, John. Trying, as they may, to mount some sort of attack. St. Joe's, as we mentioned, their defense has been playing well all evening long. I don't see whereas they're going to change anything, except they're going to probably be looking for that quick goal there with a long pass. And I suspect East Brunswick will probably have to take even more chances.
Okay, so you can see Coach Hastings down with the team.
Of course, is Hastings, who, as we said earlier, has had records of 23-1, 22-2, and 19-3 in the time that he has been coaching. He's done an absolutely fantastic job, and I'm not sure what he can be saying to the team right now to urge them on, except, you just kind of have to be more aggressive. You can see him sort of hand motion, yelling and screaming, pleading, and everything else. But there's no doubt that the Bears have some very, very fine players on that team. And I noticed on a couple of occasions, John, where Regan looked to be open and was pointing to a certain quadrant of the corner there, or the corner, and yet the pass would go to the opposite side. So I think communication, and we got to understand that this is an early season game. This is the first one, discounting the scrimmages, and these are the types of mistakes that are going to occur. The players are just not in sync with each other yet. Unfortunately, though, it's coming against a quality opponent such as St. Joe's.
Well, that's it. I think you touched on it, Jim. It's a timing issue. They just not been able to get in gear from the opening start of the game. Errant passes, plenty of missed opportunities, and a lack of aggressiveness.
We're going to keep our eyes on Israel, Bronstein, and Regan. Regan, excuse me. I think it's going to, if a goal is going to come, it's going to be from one of those three.
Well, East Brunswick, as we said, 20 minutes. They need 1 to tie and 2 to win. And I think it's going to be tough to get 2 against the St. Joe's defense, the way they're playing this evening. Not much for the East Brunswick fans to cheer about thus far.
They really haven't. They haven't had too much to cheer about this evening. And we'll watch St. Joe's with the stalling tactics.
All right, we're about ready for the 4th and final period. Last 20 minutes. East Brunswick trailing 1-0. St. Joe's in the white will be moving right to left on your screen. East Brunswick in green will be going left to right. Pasquarello again. Good defensive play there, number 19, that's Goldstein. St. Joe's looking to do something here. Shot, goal!
What a shot.
Number 10, Chendak. What a shot, you're right, Jim.
That was labeled for the left corner, and Erie really didn't have a chance on that. It just probably was partially screened on that play too. And now it's going to really be difficult for the Bears to come back from that one.
The goal came at 18 minutes and 30 seconds of the 4th period. Chendak, Dave Chendak, number 10 for St. Joe's, puts them on top, 2-0. And now you're going to see that collapsing defense, I'm sure. And a false start here. Here's Borchell pushing his way. Shot blocked. Looked like a handball. Borchell feeding off, no one there.
And looks like the St. Joe's player there, the fullback.
That's Pasquarello.
Okay. Well, he's down. It looks like he's injured his ankle.
I noticed too, Borchell limping. They collided as Borchell tried to go up the middle. And so we'll have an injury timeout. 17:55 to go here in the fourth period. St. Joe's on top now 2-0. And we're just about ready to start up again. Pasquarella's all right. He's up, moving around, and he'll stay in. Oh, that's Pasquarella. And Pasquarella's issued a yellow card.
Now, is that his first or second, John? I can't remember who was issued the first yellow card for St. Joe's.
I'm not sure, Jim. St. Joe's coach is out there now talking. And he wants to continue the discussion. That's Coach Bergson.
All right, Pasquarella's going off the field. I wonder if he's been disqualified. All right, probably not. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, the clock stops with 17:30 left in the game, John.
No one back for East Brunswick. And they'll be dumped off to Erie. That's Dots, number 12. He'll get it down, but again, they can't penetrate. Opportunity. Ooh, and they hit the goalie, no call. That was Pepe on the goalie, Santa Pietro, but he held on. In the fourth quarter here at East Brunswick, and the Bears trail 2-0.
And we noticed that Reagan is no longer in the game, and I see him sort of laying on his back with a pack of ice on his back. I have to feel that probably he hasn't re-injured the back, but certainly this is the first major action he's had in about 3 weeks, and the strain has gotten to him. Of course, without Ed in there, East Brunswick is missing a key member of the attack.
St. Joe's doing a fine job of keeping the ball out of their end. '89 men are dropping back to the middle of that field. Collapsing type of defense. Down to 15 minutes left in the game. Good defensive play by number 12. That's Dots. Shendek.
There's a fine crossing pass there.
Fortunately, no one was there to help him out, but play had to be made by Erie. Now St. Joe's putting a little pressure on. Spuns are trying to clear it out of their end. Of course, this is not what you want to see at this point. You want East Brunswick down there putting all sorts of pressure on St. Joe's, but it just hasn't happened tonight. Taha trying to get something going.
All right, where's the open man?
Someone in the middle doesn't cross.
Well, that was a fine save by Santo Pietro.
That was Hussey, number 10, with the cross. Fortunately, no one there for the Bears. Race looking to hand it off to someone. Taken away by St. Joe's. They're on the move.
Well, John, I would say up to this point, while St. Joe's does have the 2-0 lead, both teams have played probably on fairly even terms, and as a matter of fact, I might even give the territorial edge to East Brunswick. So right now, it has to be disappointing for the Bears. They're just not connecting on their passes.
Here's a shot over the goal. So a bullet is dodged there. I agree with you, Jim. East Brunswick has not been outplayed. If anything, they have not played their type of game. And when they don't, they're open to being beat, obviously, or allowing another team to look good. And that's not to say the St. Joe's team is not good, but
I think we're going to be hearing from them a lot more this year. This is not a fluke game by any stretch of the imagination. And I think, as we touched upon earlier, that the Bears are going to have some competition this year in the GMC.
well, they're the team to beat. Let's face it, they're the GMC champs and have been for a couple years.
Right, and our friends from J.P. Stevens will most likely, from what I understand, is probably even a better quality club than St. Joseph's. Of course,
Well,
St. Joe's in no hurry.
We hear the analogy in football quite a bit that a good defense can stop a good offense, and I think that's what we saw tonight too, Jim. We saw a good defensive team in terms of St. Joe's, and East Brunswick unable to get on track, and we're shut down.
Really, the Falcons have played a near flawless game tonight.
It's a little adding insult to injury.
Now we have, all right, Borchell was down. Now we have another St. Joe's player down on the field here. That's Pascarella again. He's been having a couple problems all night, but he's also made a valuable contribution to the team with the first goal and generally being the leader out there.
it's been a good contest. Good aggressive contest by both teams.
I'd have to say, we have to point out also that Walkley was playing very, very well while he was in there. And it seems like when he was out of the game, East Brunswick's aggressiveness seemed to drop off a little bit, or at least they lost that facet of the game on those throw-ins.
East Brunswick never had that one situation to create the spark. Shot at goal that went off the post.
Yeah.
Someone, you know, a good head that just went by the goal. Something to spark them. It just didn't happen tonight.
Right.
And it's not to say the game's over. There are 10 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the fourth period. East Brunswick, though, is looking at an uphill battle. They need 2 goals to tie, trailing 2-0. And while it's not unheard of to score 2 to 3 goals in a period, it's going to be tough against St. Joe's.
Well, just looking at the way the game is flowing, the way the trend is right now, it doesn't seem like it's that type of game where you're going to get 2 quick goals. I'd like to be wrong in this situation, but it just doesn't. It appears that St. Joe's is going to probably play a defensive game. Pasquarella, by the way, was sort of assisted to the side there, and he's sort of sitting it out. So we'll see what that does for the Bears.
And offside against St. Joe's. So the game has slowed considerably this period with some injury timeouts, and obviously St. Joe's taking a more deliberate approach to the game.
Not sure where that pass was intended. Boy, look at St. Joe's take the time, John. No hurry here. Just waiting around. Again, another St. Joe's throw in. We'll probably another 30 to 40 seconds will tick off the clock before this one comes in.
Well,
There
they're a
he
smart
is,
team.
waiting his time, taking his time, bouncing the ball out there.
That's smart play. It's all part of the game. Good throw in.
That's Pepe.
Nice move, and he's tripped.
Borchel's down.
He's been hurting. His ankle's been hurting all night. And
Right. Well, that could simply just be a cramp right there. The way it's.
Bill Simon from St. Joe's was the first over to help him. Guess Bill is studying to be a trainer.
I guess these players, I'm sure that most of these players play year-round. They probably know each other. Come in contact with each other's various spring leagues, fall leagues, summer leagues.
And that's good to see, regardless.
Oh, sure.
Okay, while we have this timeout, we'll be back in just 1 minute. All right, they're helping Borchel off. Played a tough game tonight, really did. right, they're helping Borchell off. Played a tough game tonight, really did. Brandon Borchell, number 20.
Right, he's limping severely. I'll tell you what, if East Brunswick loses him, in one evening they've lost Walkley. Regan, we know, is not up to full strength. And here comes Borchell. I think a significant portion of the East Brunswick attack is going to be lost after this first game. And I have to apologize, John. We don't have a schedule of the upcoming games for East Brunswick, but we know that most every game in the GMC is just going to be a formidable opponent. I mean, everybody's good. I'll tell you what, I've been doing some stories on teams like Saraville and Madison Central, and even Saraville, which generally is at the lower rung of the Red Division, is really a good club this year.
If I'm not mistaken, next may not be their next game, but a big game for East Brunswick coming up, I believe Saturday, is against and I hesitate. I'm not sure, either Ridge or Rarrington. One of those two teams.
Well, Ridge is traditionally is probably the best club in Somerset County, and if I remember from past years, the Bears would always play Ridge early on.
So it could be Ridge.
It could be them, yeah.
And that would be more than a test, that contest. Particularly with some injuries to the Bear squad, as we've seen tonight. Anyway, we're down to 7:25 to go in the game. The Bears down by 2-0. Taha back on defense. And he's played a good defensive game for East Brunswick. And a contingent of St. Joe fans among the East Brunswick fans. Celebrating somewhat early. And we have a push off there. Not much to say. We're letting the action really speak for itself.
What action? No, I don't mean that. It's just the style of the game right now. St. Joe's is going to do its level best to slow things down as much as it can. Try to prevent the Bears from getting anything going.
Well, at this point in the game, I'm sure shutout is foremost on their mind. And they're going to do whatever they can to preserve that. Here's a shot. Not much on it.
Well, we said that it has been quite a few years since St. Joe's has beaten East Brunswick, so I'm sure this victory, if it comes about, is going to be very, very sweet for the Falcons.
And could mean a lot for their season. And they'll tap it back to the goalie. San Pietro gets it out. Nice pass by Taha. If someone could follow up. They overrun the ball, though.
Well, I think they had the right idea there. The pass was long enough, but Pepe just wasn't able to get the foot on it.
Chendak again. He could be dangerous down here. But good play down there by Taha.
And Chendek goes down. Apparently he was kicked in the ankle on that play. Clock continues to run. All right, now it stops.
We're inside of 4 minutes to go. And a whistle on that throw in.
Santo Pietro electing to just foot the ball out.
But I think one thing foremost on Coach Hastings' mind right now is the injuries.
That's number one, and I think number two, I think he has to be concerned with just the overall performance of the team. Here's a chance.
And can't control it. Number 6, that's Pepe.
I don't think the Bears are going to get a better opportunity than that.
Really, only the second time tonight they challenged the goalie one-on-one. That gives you an indication of the kind of night it's been for the Bears.
Right, and as I was starting to say, I think Hastings has to be very, very concerned about the, number one, the firepower of the team. We had thought that they were going to...
Nice play there.
Excuse me, yes, Shindig goes down.
That was Dots, number 12.
But we thought that the Bears were going to have a lot more goal-scoring power, and it's true that a couple of the key players are out right now.
Well, they may have to change their approach with some of those players out. Bears looking to get on the board here with 1:53 to go in the game. There's a shot.
It was
just wide, just missed that left railing.
Well, I think the St. Joe's goaltender was on top of the play. It's just that it was a little close. And as they talk about it down there, the clock continues to run.
Not much you can do at this point. We're down to 1 minute, 10 seconds to go.
And St. Joseph's with Metuchen is going to get a big victory here tonight.
I think more surprisingly, Jim, is that it's a shutout.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I'm speaking too soon, but under a minute. So St. Joe's will start off the season on a winning note, beating a good East Brunswick team.
And I'll have to tell you, John, this is the first time I can remember in quite a while that East Brunswick has lost its opening season game.
East Brunswick being shut out 2-0 by the St. Joe Falcons. 20 seconds.
And the crowd is starting to filter out now.
Just waiting for the fat lady to sing at this point. 10 seconds now. And that's going to do it. And a big win for St. Joe's. And there'll be a lot of celebrating on the far side of the field. And a large East Brunswick crowd goes away disappointed, Jim.
Yeah, they do. I see Pascarella over there coming over to all the East Brunswick players. I'm sure he is probably very familiar with everybody. And probably he was the key figure, I thought, tonight for St. Joe's. They really did a job with the few offensive opportunities that they did have. They took advantage of them and played just a fine defensive struggle. And now I think East Brunswick has a few questions they have to answer.
Well, I think one of the questions is, you know, are they capable of playing without some of the key players? And what are they going to have to do to make it work? What adjustments are they going to have to make? And we should remember, too, that it's a long season yet. This is only the first game. And, yes, it was a shutout, and it was a fine game played by St. Joe's. There's nothing to indicate that, East Brunswick team has soured in any way. It's one of those nights.
Yeah, certainly the road down to the GMC Red Division title. Okay, that's probably smeared a little bit because the competition is so great in the Red Division that even one loss is going to have have a major effect. But as far as qualifying for the state playoffs, you have to have a better than 500 record. I don't think there's any question that East Brunswick's going to achieve that during the course of the year. I think the cutoff is somewhere around November 1st. And then secondly, to qualify for the GMC tournament, you have to be one of the top 16 teams, and I think East Brunswick will have no problem there.
Yeah.
But as far as whether they're going to be seated near the top or whether they're just going to have a clear road down to the states as they normally have, I think that's something that's going to have to be answered also.
Well, I think, too, Coach Hastings found out a lot about his team tonight that you can't find out in a scrimmage. And that is, there's some areas of weaknesses that they need to work on. There's some players who really showed something tonight. Taha, for one, came out of the blue. Walkley looked good until he got injured. So there's some positives and negatives that he's going to walk away with tonight, and I think there'll be a better team for it down the long road.
Right, and I think we also have to watch to see how Ed Regan is going to stand up to that play tonight and find out when he's going to be back, and we have to also check the status of Brandon Borchell.
Well, that's about it here at East Brunswick High School, where the Bears were shut out 2-0 by St. Joe's. So for Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.